Our mission is simple: to make sure everyone who needs radiotherapy gets the right treatment at the right time, no matter where they live. But here is the reality that we are facing. In the past decade, over 500,000 patients have waited too long for their cancer treatment. Since 2020, the backlog of delays could stretch from London to Cardiff, and it's still growing. By 2040, we're expecting 2,000 more cancer cases every week.
My name is Craig Russell. I'm co-founder of Catch Up With Cancer, along with Pat Price. The background for us, as Sarah said, is we lost our daughter Kelly to cancer back in 2020. It was at the height of lockdown, and her treatment was effectively put on hold due to lockdown. So she could not get the treatment that she needed in order to sustain her life. While she was going through her cancer battle, Kelly became part of a fairly big community of people dealing with cancer. And she really did get to a point where she started to help people. She worked tirelessly to try and help other people going through the same sort of thing that she was going through, regardless of the fact that what she was dealing with herself. And that really inspired myself and Mandy in terms of what she did. And after she passed away, it was not just morally the right thing to do to try and push forward improving cancer services, but also it felt somewhat like her legacy as well. That's what she would have wanted us to do. Now we've been campaigning for a number of years now, and we have made progress in some areas, but perhaps the most underlying impression that I always get is the total lack of urgency, particularly from government, in terms of making changes. Why is this so urgent? Simply, for cancer patients, time can save them or kill them. And if treatment diagnosis is not done quickly and effectively, it massively reduces a patient's probability of surviving. It is absolutely imperative that this is done and supported with correct funding and resources. This is something we're hoping to see in the cancer plan when it comes out, but to try and give us as much opportunity and much leverage to make sure that plan delivers what patients need. As Sarah said, please email your MP. Please make sure they attend next week at the drop-in. And also we have a petition on change.org. It's around 650,000 signatures at the moment. So the campaign does touch people, because 1 in 2 people will catch cancer. Everybody pretty much knows somebody who has caught cancer, and in many cases sadly died of it. This is not a unique and isolated disease. It affects everybody. So please sign that petition. Every signature does help in terms of applying pressure to the government. And this isn't a sort of a Labour issue, because we started this with the Conservative government. We've been through more health ministers than we'd like to think of, along with MPs. And the noises are always good, but the output doesn't necessarily always match the noise. People do understand how important this is. In Farron, we've got an amazing person helping us as well in terms of pushing forward, trying to shape the future for cancer services. And with your support, we will keep pushing forward to do the absolute best we can to make sure that the services are put in place for patients.
Thank you all of you for being here. Massively appreciate it. Thank you, Sarah. Thank you, Craig, for your immense and inspirational leadership of the campaign. It is seriously welcomed and valued by us all, and made, I think, a significant difference already. Yes, so I think the thing to remember is you're trying to get MPs to engage, to come to the drop-in, which is a really useful thing, because what a drop-in is very often is just that. MPs are busy people. Getting to sit around the table for an hour and be briefed, it's quite hard to crowbar that into the diary. giving them the opportunity to drop in for 10 minutes or something, to be more quickly briefed, have their photograph taken, and then sign up to an action of some kind. That's a bit more doable, which is why we do these things. And the way in which we are most likely to get people to come along is if you contact your MP and ask them to go. So for me, as a constituency MP, I try to be proactive and go to these things anyway. And obviously radiotherapy is an issue that I'm particularly passionate about, and tackling cancer more generally. But if it wasn't a thing that was the top of my agenda, then the thing that might make the difference between me turning up and me not turning up would be you, my constituent, saying, look, this is really important to me. Please would you drop in for 10 minutes. If you've got time, and obviously we've only got a few days to go really, if you've got time, physically going to an MP's surgery, your MP might have a surgery this weekend. And so you turning up, being super friendly, telling them why you care about this, and asking them that the thing they could do is go along to this event would be a really good use of your time. You may not be so fortunate to be able to be free yourself, or indeed for your MP to be in a position to be holding a surgery this weekend. Best thing to do is just quickly Google them, check their website, check when the next surgery is. If it's this weekend, try and get along to it. If you can't, if their surgery's full or what have you, don't worry. The second best and perfectly effective thing to do is for you to send them a very friendly email encouraging them to go along. It always has an impact upon me. There's always massive competing demands upon the diary. And if a constituent, let's be honest, if a lobby group, a very nice charity maybe, was to email me and say, please go to this drop-in, I'd take notice. But if somebody from Kendal or Windermere email would say go, I'd definitely go. So I think that's the thing for us to remember. So the power that you have in trying to direct your MP's diary is really, really great. They won't all do what you want them to do. That's life. But the more of us try that, the more MPs will get there. And when MPs get there, then we will have plenty of things to then give them to get them to take an interest in this issue. There are very few people who are unsympathetic once they know the facts. We need to lure them in with the promise of a nice photo shoot and only 10 minutes of their time stolen, so to speak, to then give them the opportunity to then sign up to our early day motions, to ask questions, to write to ministers. And it doesn't matter which party they belong to. Obviously, it's particularly useful if it's a government MP. So if your MP is a Labour MP, and most people's will be, then that is a really good thing. But it doesn't matter what political colour they are. Getting people along there is of great value to us. And, you know, what I tend to find when I speak to ministers is that they absolutely do listen to MPs lobbying them, and indeed their own constituents lobbying them. So if you happen to be the Member of Parliament for one of the 3 or 4 MPs in the health team, West Streeting, Ashley Dalton and others, definitely get them to go. But yeah, so that's my encouragement to you. I think we made real progress. We had a meeting with Ashley Dalton, the new Minister with responsibility for cancer, just a few weeks ago. And we found her very engaged, very interested. And as often is the case, the more we can get in people's consciousness, the more likely we are to achieve things. The thing that I've learned over my years here is that decisions so often get made in the interests of the people who are in the room. So if you can get access to MPs getting access to ministers, you're that much more likely to get the issues that we care about higher up the agenda. So yeah, please do it, and please feel empowered and feel that if you do this, it could go an awful long way to pushing the government in the right direction, particularly when it comes to the cancer plan that is coming, that it includes the right things, it's ambitious as it needs to be. It takes account of people's lived experience. So yes, please do it. Realise that you're in this job, in this particular endeavour, you're not spectators, you're players. Get out there.